created that, I will just jump to jumped into integration services. Now, while this isn't a demo of integration services, it just very briefly can show a way of loading data into master data services. Now, this package does a couple of things. It loads some data into the master data services tables, and then it invokes the staging process. And what's happening here is just calling a stored procedure that runs in the master data services database to initiate on demand the load process. There's a couple of ways to do it. You can either do it manually, you can do it like this on demand, or you can do it on a periodic basis. In terms of the data flow, I'm pulling data from, in this case, another SQL Server database, and just changing the format slightly to load it into the tables. I won't go into this because there isn't really time, but I will run this package, and that'll go off and load some customer data into here. These other items here, country and county, are to populate the entities that we saw as already created earlier with a list of counties and a list of countries. So that's loaded the data and validated it. So I can go back into Master Data Services, click on the logo to jump back out to the page. Okay, and then go into Explore, and Explore is the way I can see the information. So I would choose to look at my customer entity, which I've only just created, and fingers crossed this will be full of information. It's just taking a second to load that information up. There we've got the first screen. So these are the sort of example customer data that I've just loaded in. You can see within this screen that you've got filtering capabilities, you've got the lists, you've got a full list of the attributes, and you can actually put these into groupings so that you could separate customer names from the addresses by creating extra groups here. I haven't got time to go into all of that. But I can see from here I can also just go straight in and start making changes if I wanted to. So this is an interface that allows me to make changes. So there I could add a missing county, for example. Okay. Now I'll just create another tab actually. It might be a little bit quicker to go in, because the thing I want to do now is to create a business rule. And it will be a fairly simple business rule. So I can go into here. This is the same place where I was creating the entities, but I'm going to create business rules. And I haven't got any business rules here at all, but it's selected customer and the entity by default that I want to do. Okay, so let's go in and create this business rule. This will give you an example of the sort of thing that you can do with business rules. What I'm going to do is just check the postcode. Now this is going to be a very simple check compared to what I could create. Say it's just there to give you an idea. So clicking on that button takes me into the screen. Now all the business rules form around if then else sort of statements. So if a condition happens, then do an action. Okay, so the condition I want to meet this time. Now I could do value comparisons, so I could say, is this postcode equal to that, or does this product have a property greater than so and so? But I'm going to say, has it changed? So just dragging that onto the conditions, it's then saying, well, what's changed? So, okay, has my postcode changed? And postcode was the only one that I set to track the changes. Okay, so I'll just save that condition I've created. So if the postcode's changed, well, what do I want to do? Well, just for this example, if I click on actions, I'll see the list of the sort of actions I can do. So I can default values. So if values come in null, I can default them to a certain value or generate values. I can create things. I can force some sort of validations. Here I'm just going to say it's not valid. So it's, as I said, fairly simplistic and not very realistic rule. But if you change the postcode, it's not valid. Okay. And I need to tell it what isn't valid, so the postcode is not valid. Okay, so that's a validation failure, and the rule could be a lot more complex. I could add there, but I'll just go back now. And I can see I've created a rule, hover over there, it'll give a summary of what's happening. In terms of notification, I'd like to notify someone. I'm logged in as administrator and I'd like to notify myself that something's changed. Okay, so in order to get that to work, you see the activation is pending at the moment. I need to publish these business rules, so I want to publish that business rule. So that's now changed status there to active. Okay, so in order to try that out, I'll go back to my customer data and I'll just go and change it. Now, a more realistic scenario is if someone's address changed, you may not be able to automatically update it in every system. While there may be feeds going off to some systems to update customer information in all your systems, that whole customer addresses, you may need to do this manually in one. So it's that sort of scenario I was thinking about. So if I just change these people's postcodes just to arbitrary values, okay, that's just going away and saving back to the SQL Server database here. Allow me to get off. Okay, so I've changed those postcodes. Now I will force through those business rules. Now they can either apply automatically after a period of time, or I can force that through. For the sake of the demo, I will apply that now. So that's running through and applying all the business rules, just one in this case. There, so that's doing that right now. And it's come back, it's applied the business rules, and you can see straight away that there's a problem. And this exclamation mark here is telling me that the validation rule has failed for those two lines. So that's going through. You can see that we've created an entity for customer, created all these columns or attributes for that customer. We've taken data from one of our source systems with a pre-built integration services package to load that, and then we've fired off these rules. Now the notification that I set up was so that it should notify me if something's changed. Now the notification works on the basis that every few minutes it will check and create an email and send that email containing all the failures. Now, this timer, there's no way of knowing when in the timer cycle that I did this, so that within the next few minutes I should receive an email confirming that. So hopefully that will come through. Now, while that's hopefully working, and as I'm approaching the end of my time, I will just briefly jump back into PowerPoint and just summarize what we've seen. What we're saying about master data is that master data is the non-transactional objects within the business, so the nouns within your organization, very often customers, products, employees, those sorts of things. Now the main reason you need to control this master data is for your reporting from your data warehouse to get good analytical accuracy, and also for operational efficiency, so you know that data is the same in every system. This master data is typically held within your source systems, but is sometimes held not in source systems, in a spreadsheet on someone's personal drive, maybe in some organization, access databases possibly, or just perhaps in a file. And the interface gives you a way of putting that into one place within your computer system. The multi-domain data hub, meaning it's not just products, it's not a product information system, it's not just customers, it's everything can be created within these separate models within one system, this central hub. There's a web-based interface which helps rolling out issues, so lots of people within an organization could perhaps have view access to that. It integrates very tightly with Microsoft toolsets, integration services, which is also part of SQL Server. It's very good at loading data into it or retrieving data from it for other feeds. And you've got full control of this with your API and through web services. Now I'm wondering if that email has gone missing. Let's just see. Oh, I have got a new email that just arrived. I didn't see it come up. So if I open that email, you can see that I've got 2 postcodes not valid, and if I click on that email, it'll open up a new window and take me directly through into that record. As you can see, it was this postcode that I changed, and down here it'll give a reason why that has come up. Now this was just the check postcode was the business rule I created, but you can see that it ties you straight back in, so you could do something with it. For example, change the information or just review it. Okay. So then, just to wrap up, this is the end. I'm Ian Marritt from IMGroup. If you've got any questions, you can see my email address there. Please feel free to contact me. And thank you. Goodbye.